Why would you and I give up on our dreams? Maybe it's that the dream seems so big and we have no idea how to accomplish it. Or possibly we started on the journey toward making our dreams come true, and it just isn't turning out the way that we thought it would. But still, yet, my friend, why would we give up on our dreams? Because at the end of our lives, when we look back, what we want more than anything is that the purpose that we came to this life to fulfill, we did indeed fulfill. And although you may feel that you don't know what your purpose is, I'm sure that there's one or two or three things deep within your heart that you would like to change in the world when you look around. And those things that you want to change in the world are part of your purpose. Failure is actually not real. As a woman who owns several businesses, I understand most assuredly the concept of failure. But I've figured out over the years that there actually isn't such a thing as failure. There is only quitting. If we quit, we'll never succeed. And although that seems overly simplistic, it's actually true. Many of us are in the place where our dreams don't come true simply because we don't ever start out to accomplish them. We think we have no idea how to make a business plan, where to even start, where would the money come from, and how will we possibly accomplish something so big. But again, the truth is, of course we don't know how, and we don't have the resources, but that actually has nothing to do with not starting our dream. Having a certain amount of money and a business plan is surely not what is necessary to start accomplishing your dreams. It's actually quite the opposite, my sweet friend, because if you look over even the course of recent history and see what people have accomplished, almost every time they did not have the resources, the connections, the knowledge, or even the opportunity to make their dreams come true, but nevertheless they did. Many of us may not even want to set out in the direction of our dreams because of what the people around us will think. There are always naysayers, negative people who will tell you that what you want to accomplish you can't. But as I've mentioned previously, since I have an undergrad degree in mental health counseling, I've worked with enough people to know that listening to people and taking advice from them will only give you their life. In other words, if you want the life of the person you're taking advice from, take advice from them. But if they don't have the life that you want, why in the world would you listen to them? Since I'm asking you to not give up on your dreams, then it would be only fair if I shared with you why you should pursue your dreams and how to do that. You've probably noticed by now in your own life that having a career or just making a certain amount of money, living in a particular area, driving a specific car, having nice clothing, even having a nice group of friends to hang out with. Ultimately, there's many times in your days and nights when you wonder why in the world are you on this planet, and that there must be something more to this entire gig we call life. That emptiness that we all feel at some point in our lives is simply because we are not on this planet just for ourselves. We're here to do something greater than take care of ourselves. And the gnawing feeling, the question always being asked within, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? And what does this all mean? That will always lead you to helping others, taking care of others, and making the world a better place. Because the why, as to why we are here, my sweet friend, is for others. We're on this planet to take care of nature, animals, other human beings, and what you can contribute, no one else can. I promise you that, because there's only one you. Since there is only one you, and no one else can be you, and therefore no one else can do what you can, then let's move on to question 2, which is how? How in the world do you make your dreams come true? The first and most important step always in making your dreams come true, my sweet friend, is that you have to decide you're not going to quit before you even start. That is the crucial foundation for how you will accomplish all that you are here to do. Make a decision that you're going to set off in the direction of your dreams, and that no matter what happens, you will not quit. Instead, you will allow life to guide you into all the nuances, the paths, and the journey that's meant for you. And even though often the journey may not go the way you thought it would, if you just don't quit, if you don't allow quitting to be an option, I promise you, you will succeed. Now, to address that you don't have the resources to accomplish your dreams, as I mentioned earlier, and I don't mean this as unkind, but of course you and I don't have what we need to make our dreams come true, because if we had the resources, our dreams would have already come true, right? It's actually just pure logic, but somehow we've interpreted not having the resources as the reason that we cannot begin. When I started my first business, I'd actually quit a corporate job working for DuPont that paid really well to be a cocktail waitress at Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant in Richmond, Virginia, and start making jewelry on the side. Now, that probably seems like an absurd move to many, and surely not the best career route, but I've never been motivated by a career route or salary and benefits. I've always been motivated by doing all that I can do with the gifts, talents, and abilities I've been given. At that time, not only didn't I have the money to start a jewelry design business, which several decades later I still have, I didn't have the money, and I didn't even know how to make jewelry, but nevertheless, I wanted to start a business doing so. And I did. As serendipity would have it, I saw an ad in the newspaper for a woman that owned a mining cave, and I went out to visit her, and it happened that with the mining cave, she'd also made jewelry from the stones that she pulled, and she spent several hours showing me how to use jewelry design tools. And that, my friend, turned into a business that over the years took my jewelry to many nations, helping many nonprofit organizations, and even being sold in museums. So we don't have the resources, you're right, and we don't know how to set out. It's true, but that's actually never the point. The point always is you have a dream, you set off in the direction of it, and you allow life to be life, which will include the resources that you need to move along the path to build all your dreams so that they do indeed come true. Lastly, I'd just like to say to you, my sweet friend, that if you're wondering why you should possibly quote-unquote risk everything in order to follow your dreams, well, I'm not asking you to. I'm just suggesting that if you start, at the end of your life, when you look back, you'll be much happier with what you've accomplished than if you just continue to go year by year thinking, I don't have the resources, I don't have a business plan, I don't know how to do this, and therefore never taking a step toward what you know you're meant to do. And as far as whether it's easy or whether it's hard to follow your dreams, I'll just ask that question of you. Which would be better for you? Not for me and not for anyone else. But if in 10 years from now you had not started working in the direction of your dreams, how would you feel about yourself? How about in 20 years from now or 30 years from now? What if you never pursued your dreams just because all of the unknown factors exist? I can promise you, as one little woman who started many businesses about which I knew nothing, I can promise you that there is so much more within you have truly no idea. You are more expansive, more intelligent, more resourceful, and more magnificent than you can possibly imagine at this point. You know, there's an advantage to when we're little. I mean, really little, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. We don't ask all those questions. We don't think, oh, I've never walked before, so if I get up and fall down, I'll just give up. That seems so absurd, doesn't it? Or we don't know how to speak, but we don't consider that we don't know how to speak. We just keep trying. Well, it's really the same now, my friend. The only difference is you're a little bit bigger and a little bit taller, and you can walk and you can speak. You just have to allow yourself to stop asking questions that you don't have answers to, and instead just speak, walk, and allow life to meet you on that path. There really isn't anything scary about making your dreams come true. You just get up every day and live your life and do whatever is next in front of you and allow your life to form into something beautiful, something magnificent, and a life that is worthy of showing all you truly are. Remember also that the world needs your dreams to come true, because when your dreams come true, you will help so many others, and in that, they will be given the opportunity to make their own dreams come true. I believe in you, and so does God. If Swanky Genius encouragements helped your heart, we'd be ever so grateful if you liked, commented, subscribed, shared our podcasts, and check out our book, journal, and coloring book series featuring Lamp the cat and Swanky Genius the bird, who are whimsical best pals at swankygenius.com.